Welcome to the Michele Roy Show.
If facial pain was visible, I think the world would be looking at us very differently. Today we're going to be embarking on October, which is Facial Pain Awareness Month. And I wanted to highlight that today in this episode. Welcome, my friends, to another Michele Roy Show. Thank you for taking your time. And listen, there is a lot to unpack on this episode. So thank you for being here. Facial Pain Awareness Month. Why is this topic so important? Well, being someone who lives with facial pain, trigeminal neuralgia to be specific, I know how difficult it is. You look perfectly fine on the outside, yet inside, the pain, the burning, the cutting, the knifing, the nerve pain that you have can be excruciating. And at times you can't eat, you can't brush your teeth, you can't comb your hair, and even sometimes the wind can trigger it. And that's just one of the conditions. Occipital nerve pain, TMJ, migraines. These are all different facial pain problems that people face every single day. I was actually researching a little bit about this, and the World Health Organization says that headache disorders affects 3.1 billion people around the world. It's almost 40% of people that are affected. And a lot of them are women. Actually, a disproportionate amount of facial pain associations has reported that women are the ones that face the most. Men do too, but for some reason, women do a lot more. And the sad thing about it is that people can't see it. It's not visible. If you could see trigeminal neuralgia, if you could see occipital pain, which will be such a big pressure on your head, or if you could see migraine, it would be probably a horrific view. But unless the episodes are stronger, right? When, for instance, I do have a lot of migraines as well, and I won't be able to look at things, and everything has to be quiet. Noise and sound or smell can really trigger me. Imagine that. And then my eyes can go very small, my face can be swollen, but by then you kind of really know that I'm not doing well. But with a lot of these facial pain disorders that we have, people don't see and don't understand. So that's why it's so important to bring awareness. And having the month of October as Pain Awareness Month is a way for us to break the stigma around the pain that people suffer, so that those that are, especially in the workplace, can feel understood. And also people that are around us. Because for those that don't experience facial pain, you're blessed. Let me just say that right now. You are blessed. But being able to look at the other person who is experienced that, not with that sense of authority, oh, look, just take some Tylenol or some painkillers and you'll be fine. It doesn't work like that. I have to be brutally honest that even all the medication that I had tried, for my own, for trigeminal neuralgia in the beginning, it barely made a difference. You have so much side effects from it. I would get more sick. I would feel so drowsy and you just couldn't function. So that is one thing that people don't understand. If you don't experience pain, it's really hard for you to see how it's not, just so easy to just get up and get over it. It's not like that. So that's why it's so important, my friends, to understand that, 3.1 billion of people suffer with headache disorders. And there's so many different things that they go through. I know my own condition with trigeminal neuralgia. Now, having said that, I always want to reframe it because I do believe I will be getting better. I do believe that my journey is for a time, please God, and that good will come through this. And it has. It brought me this far. Understanding my body has been one of the main reasons that I've been advocating for myself, advocating for others. Because if you're able to understand your symptoms, you can get medical advice, and you can also believe in yourself, because when we look perfectly fine on the outside, there's that judgment, that's like, it's all in your head. And literally it is in your head. Well, that's what we're talking about, facial pain, which is in your head, but you can express that. And it's really challenging. When I was first diagnosed, and I shared this before in another podcast, it was right at the emergency hospital. When I was first taken to the hospital, I just so happened to see a really interesting consultant that actually was really keen on understanding neurological problems. So he was able to diagnose me right there and then, but said, look, you need to go and seek follow-up from a neurologist. And that's where my search started, especially those of us who are atypical. And I fall into that category because I am not your classic neuralgia, trigeminal neuralgia that, pain is here or is there. No, I had facial pain on both sides. So bilaterally, that's already different. I had the pins and needles, the burning sensation, and I had feel like half of my face had fallen. So that part of my face, and for those who can see on camera, I'm just showing my right side of my face, I always have this burning sensation. And it felt like ants were just crawling all over my face, while at the same time, a knife was cutting through my face open. And that burning, that electric shock, it's something that you can't just describe. I still have challenging ways of trying to even explain that. But even that, and then in the top of my head, feeling like it was literally exploding, like it would be up with the ringing in the ear and all of that. Those are just some of the triggers that I had. But mine, 2 weeks later, had gone to both sides of my face. Now I'm having, there's 3 branches. I was having 2 of the main branches on one side, 3 of the main branches on the other side. I mean, it was all over the place. So from one neurologist, he's like, look, this is not a typical, you're not the normal ones that we looked at, further testing, further imaging, further blood tests, further everything, and time. It took a lot of time because my MRI didn't show right away what was happening in my brain. It did take away because a lot of times people that actually have MS also do have lesions in their brain that do cause trigeminal neuralgia pain. So that's something that they will deal with. But they were able to just take out, okay, you don't have tumor, thank you God. You don't have MS, praise you God. You probably have a virus because we can't see in the imaging. Usually you have a compression, of your nerve your nerve is being compressed by either a vein or an artery. So I went to another neurologist after that, and he went deep into my MRIs again, and he said, look, I think you have atypical and autonomic trigeminal neuralgia, but autonomic cephalalgia. So that would be basically trigeminal neuralgia that was being triggered by kind of like a migraine or something. And one of the things that did happen to me a lot of times is that I would just have tears when I was having an attack or an episode. I'd get tears in my eyes and involuntary, I'm not crying or something like that. So that was something that went with TAC, which trigeminal autonomic cephalalgia. But it didn't really sit with me because why is it on both sides? Why are these other symptoms? And it was having to be patient, having to keep log of what was going on with me, having to understand my body, and then following up on that. And then I saw another neurologist, and he said, okay, let's go back from the beginning and now let's get these MRIs, this, not only the MRI, the MRA as well. So to have a contrast and see if we can see something different. And this is the time, and I tell you, it's 4.5 years into my journey, that finally they could see in my brain scan that my superior artery was compressing my trigeminal nerve. There it is, But it took 4.5 years of that. And all the while, you have people who look at you like, are you sure you're not just making this up? And the pain is real. You're going through all of that and you just wanted to have some proof. But actually, most people that have facial pain don't have a proof per se, aside from the pain that they feel. There's no scans that actually pinpoint it. Sometimes it picks it up, sometimes it doesn't. And if you are somebody, my friend, that have pain and you face facial pain and you just don't understand it and you're having real problems with doctors to try to understand it, keep looking. Keep going around and listen to your intuition, because inside of you, if you have to keep going, and just follow that. Believe in that, because that's your own body signaling you, hey, there's more for this. You can find better answers and find doctors that can work with you, not just give you an answer and drop you. No, they're part of your team to help you. I want to highlight the Facial Pain Association in the States because they have been brilliant. They are a resource for anyone's any type of facial pain. And they have like the most vast resources that is available for you. Every month they have also different doctors that give up their time, like from Johns Hopkins hospital and all these other amazing places. And they give you in-depth understanding of what's current. You know, one of the videos that I watched recently enough was one neurosurgeon, and he was describing the MDV, which is the microvascular decompression surgery. That is something that I was, a candidate for. But he was talking about the advancements in medicine and how they now have to be fixing a lot of microvascular decompression that had been done with the Teflon and all of those different things, and the problems that our body, with having something from outside coming in. And all of that is so interesting because you as a patient have that ability to understand what's going on right now, what's the latest research on facial pain, on trigeminal neuralgia, on occipital neuralgia, on any of those things that are for you. And they're a free resource out there. And I can't say enough, like the Facial Pain Association, I will be linking the show notes as well, because for me, it was really important to have people that understood, to have community that could share their stories. And you have a lot of other people that share their stories, and you have professionals that are working together with us as patients to find better solution and share that knowledge so that you are empowered to know what's the best choice for you. Because in the end of the day, my friend, you're the one making that choice. You're the one that having to pull the trigger of what's working for you, what's not working for you. So I'm sharing my story here to raise awareness to facial pain. TN is one of them. Migraine is one of them. And there's so many of them out there. And let's think about 3.1 billion people suffer, and a lot of times in silence. Let's let them be seen. By being aware, if you happen to be one of those amazing people that are blessed to not have headaches or any of those facial pain, my friend, take some time to understand it. Take some time, just a little bit of time to research it so that you can have a little bit of empathy for those that are struggling. So when they are saying, look, my headache is starting to get worse right now, and there's certain symptoms that you feel before a migraine, full-blown migraine comes into place, or a full-blown episode is into place, you can say, hey, look, take a little break. Maybe just helping them to see that you understand. Get a little cup of water, or just say, yeah, take a little breath, or it's okay for you to rest. Let them know they're seen. Let them know that you care. And for you, my friend, who is on this journey, like I am, it's not all in your head. Your pain is real, and I'm sorry. But I also know that you are so strong. You are an amazing warrior. Just keep fighting. Just keeping on. Keep believing yourself. Because behind all of that pain and all of that stuff that completely changes your day, that completely changes your life, that you have to adjust for, you are a warrior. You're put in this world for a reason and on purpose. And I believe in the depth of my soul that God has a reason for you. And even through your pain, He will use you if you just allow Him to. Because I believe that the comfort that we receive from God is for us to be able to comfort other people who go through the same struggle as we have. I'm sharing this in my podcast so that it can help others see that there is light in the end of the tunnel. We can make a choice to live a better life, even with pain. And we're not invisible. God sees us, and there's a community of us out there who are hoping, praying for each other. So let's be part of this community. Let's raise awareness for those who are right now feeling invisible in facial pain. My friend, you have so much inside of you. And I know I'm getting teary eyes now because it is from my heart. It's my heart from you to you, this message. And I sit here every week, and this is actually episode 44. to share a little bit of my learning for the person that was me before, who was first diagnosed, completely lost, didn't know what to do, where to turn, and who would listen, and having to deal with the onslaught of doubts that came from others, those around me, and myself. And I had to learn to be strong, to say, no, guess what? I want to have doctors who participate in my healing, not maintaining me on this. I want to have people that believe in me and that can help me towards my goal of being healthy, living a vibrant life again. And that's very important. And it comes with educating ourselves. It comes with believing in ourselves, and most of all, being kind with ourselves. Deep breaths, my love. You're a warrior. Keep going. And those of you who take care of us, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We couldn't do without you. Feeling loved and supported is one of the most important gifts you can give to someone who is struggling. My friends, if this episode resonated with you, I ask you to please share it. Let others know that they're not alone in this journey. And please do also listen to my last podcast with regards to your nervous system. That would really help you if you're coming up to a flare-up. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again next week. May God bless and keep you. Until then, bye for now.
This was the Michele Roy Show.